Well, once again, good morning everybody. I hope all's well with you and you're staying safe in these very trying times, I'm afraid. But what I want to do today, it's dinner time now, well, gone dinner time. I want to get that filter brought up. It's been really cold here this morning, so I didn't venture out much, to be honest, but I've got to get it done, so I'm hoping to spend the afternoon, get it out and get it into the filter house, and let's see if we can get it connected up. I'm not quite sure how easy this job's going to go, but we'll soon find out, no doubt. But that's the objective for the day, to get all that sorted out and get it all up and running. Everything's fine, the fish are fine, all's looking good at the moment, and as you know, there's not a lot happening in the pond world. It's just the regular water change here and there and water test. You got to keep doing those as we go along, but apart from that, there's not a lot else happening, I'm afraid. Right, I'll get my big coat on and my boots and we'll see if we can get this fitted into the filter house. So it's all systems go. Well, good evening guys. It's quite late now, about 7 or 8 o'clock at night. I'm still out here messing about. But we're in the filter house, as you can see, and I've got it brought up. The actual filter has been brought up. All this here, I've got to shut the pond down and pump the actual moving bed out, because I've got two bulkheads to put into the moving bed, one at the bottom and one at the top. So I've got that to do, so I've got to pump the actual moving bed out, and what I use is that little pond pump there, just to pump the water straight into the pond return, so it actually empties the moving bed. So I've got to be quite quick actually, because I don't want my media left out of water too long, because as you'll know, your bacteria dies very quickly if it starts to dry out. So I've got that to do. So far I've got the outlet coming here. This is the outlet, going to go down, and then it'll come down and across and into the moving bed, and that'll be the 2-inch outlet. The inflow will come from the bottom. This pipe here, that's got a one-way or a non-return valve in it. That'll come out here into that pipe, and at the back, I hope you can see it, it'll connect there and go along and up, comes up off the pump. The pump is down there. It'll come up across through a tap and down and into the bottom of the actual chamber. All the K plus media is in there now. I've washed it, I've picked all that stuff out of it, but I'm still going to put a bag over the end when I switch it on, because I still think there's more small bits going to come out of that. I wasn't very impressed with it, I must say. I was for a start, but when I saw all that rubbish in it, I wasn't too happy about that at all. Anyway guys, I hope that's just shown you that you've got to be very careful. If you buy this K plus media, do be very careful, because there's an awful lot of rubbish in it. I've never had that problem with K1, I have to say, but the K plus, there was a lot of rubbish in that bag with it. So just check yours and make sure, and try to get it out if you can, because you don't want all them stringy bits of plastic going into your pond. Your fish has only got to swallow them and it could end up in all sorts of trouble. Anyway, it's all in there. That's how far I've got today. Like I say, tomorrow I shall just shut my pond down, drain the moving bed down, get these two bulkheads in and get it back up and running as soon as possible, and then it'll be all systems go. We're up and away. But that's it, that's how far I've got today. I'm going to call it a night tonight now. It's black outside. It's pretty dark and miserable and cold. So I'm going to call it a night, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Okay guys, I'm at my computer. What I want to show you is that I did actually, as I said, email Evolution Aqua about this media and the problem I had with it. And I'll show you what I sent, and then I'll show you their reply. Oh, you'll have to excuse the cat. She does tend to want to be wherever I am, so she gets on my desk and goes to sleep when I'm up here. We'll have a look at what I said, and then we'll have a look at their reply. Okay, I'll just read my letter quickly for you. What I've actually put is, "Hi, my name is Terry Wright and I live in the UK. I recently purchased 25 litres of your new K Plus media. I was really impressed with the media when I first got it and was looking forward to using it. But as I was adding it to my filter, I noticed one or two strands of plastic in among the media. On further inspection, I found there was loads of these strands and also a load of finer pieces as well. I found this very worrying to think if my koi had swallowed these stringy particles of plastic, what would have been the outcome? The bigger problem is getting them out of the media. If you try to wash it off in pond water, it's nearly impossible as the media floats and so do the particles. I had to let the media dry out and remove the particles the best I could by hand, which took absolutely ages. I have been a user of K1 and K1 Micro for years and have been very impressed with it. I have to say, although the new K Plus media looks good, the swarf that comes with it was a big disappointment and the consequences could have been worse if it had got into my pond. I have to say I find myself very disappointed in the way this product has been turned out. Thanking you for your reply. So that's what I actually sent Evolution Aqua. What we'll do now is I will show you their reply. Okay, so the reply I got was, "Hi Terry, unfortunately the plastic offcuts are a part of the manufacturing process and we do our best to filter them out. We apologise, and as an apology we hope that you would accept a free pond bomb for any inconvenience caused. Regards, Evolution Aqua." So that was their reply. At least I got a reply from them. I mean, I don't use the pond bombs anyway, I prefer the liquid gel. At least I got a reply from them. So that's just to keep you guys up to date on the actual response that I did get. Well, here we are again, next day in the filter house. As you can hear, everything's shut down. I've drained all the water out of the moving bed, got the bulkhead into the bottom. I'm just waiting for the glue to go off a little bit. I can't give it too long because I want my media wet again, so I've got to turn my pump on very quickly. I've got the outlet done, coming down from the top. I've got the same T-piece on the top with the air holes in it. Got that on there just in case we get any siphon effect. The water comes into the tub down here, and I want that to go, I've got it right near the filter cage, so it can actually go straight back to the pond, most of it. So that'll be turning that over quite well. So we're all done at the moment. I've got the air line in. I've had to use flexible at the moment because I've not got any 15mm. I'm trying the 35 litre a minute pump on it. I've come off that with 15mm into flexible. I think it's 8mm flexible, I'm not sure, but that's connected to the bottom, so we should be okay there. I've also put a non-return valve on that, so that water can't just flow back up here when it's switched off. So it'll stop the water flowing back into that pipe basically. And then everything else is done. I've got a tap, one tap there and one tap there, which is either side the pump, so I can switch both off without having to do anything else and inch up my pond down. I've put demountable couplings, that's 2" and that's 1.5" down there, so that I can drop the pump out if I wish. So it's just going to be a matter now of striking the pond back up, get the water flowing and just check for leaks basically for a start. So I'll get the pump struck back up and I want to get some water around that media. It's drying out and I don't like it. I've only been about half an hour, but that's plenty. Let me get that done and I'll be back with you. Well, okay guys, we're up and running. You'll hear some hissing because I'm topping the pond up because we've had to fill this chamber with water. Took the pond level down a little bit, but that's just hissing in the background, topping it up. But we're up and we're running. All seems well at the moment. You can see it in there going back to the pond. I've got it up against the filter cage, so that should send a bit more straight out instead of it going round and round. We'll see how things go. It's a little bit steamed up in there because it's colder out here than it is. The water's obviously 16 degrees in there. So we're steamed up a bit on top. Hope you can see it through there. The water level's up to about here, so that's just nice actually. I can reduce it if I cut the pump down. That's got a 6,500 litre an hour pump on it. which should be okay. I've got a 9mm pipe, so I think that should be alright. But it's all in there, all working. Like I say, just topping my pond up again. So now it's going to be a matter of wait for the media to settle. Obviously it's got to become neutrally buoyant. It is being held under the water, so that won't take long at all, I wouldn't have thought. So we'll see how it goes. I'll let you guys know. I haven't connected the waste up yet because really I want to catch the waste to see what's coming out of it when we do clean it. But I'll give it a few days. Obviously we're not going to get as much this time of year as we normally would in the summertime. But I'll give it a few days, 5 days probably, and then we'll just have to see how things go. It's going to be a bit of an experiment, this. Whether I'll have to slow the flow into it down or not, but I can do that quite easily. I don't know whether I mentioned it before. I've got a non-return valve on this section here, because obviously the water in here is the levels up here, and the water level in the moving bed is down here. So if the pump should stop for any reason, that will stop any backflow and any dirt going back into the actual moving bed. So just a bit of a precaution to stop the backflow there. But everything seems fine. All looks good. I've not found any leaks yet. I do keep looking underneath, but I've not come across any leaks. So fingers crossed. Just a matter now of sitting back and seeing how it goes. If it works as they say, that could be really handy in the pond world. If it polishes the water like it should, it's just going to be a matter now of waiting and see how things go. That's it, we're all up and running. I'm sorry about that tap running. I forgot about topping my pond up when I was going to take this. Well, good morning everybody. And it's freezing. Absolutely freezing cold here at the moment, but today's the day. What I want to do is clean the media in that new filter. It's had 4 days now, so I'm going to have a look what's in it. Like I say, it's winter time and the media's brand new, so I've not got any big expectations, but I'm still going to have a look. I've been wanting to do this all morning, but we've had a blooming great digger the other side of this fence. It's gone now, so I thought I'd get out of here quick. We've had a big digger working just the other side of this fence, so you wouldn't have heard a blooming thing. But we're going to go into the filter house. Just bear with me while I undo the catches. We're going to go in here, put the light on. We're going to go in here and we're going to give it a clean this morning. Everything's still running the same, everything seems to be running alright, so we'll give it a clean and see what happens. I'll get the waste sorted out into a bucket so we can actually see what comes out of it. So just bear with me. Okay, I've got the pipe into the bucket. I've just put another little bucket under there because this is going to get heavy when the water comes around here. So I've got the pipe in there that goes to the actual, whatever we call it, whatever we call that filter. I've got the pipe running into the bucket. The actual bucket itself is nice and clean. I've just cleaned all that out, so that's nice and clean. So now it's just going to be a matter, or should be just a matter, of switching the pump off. The flow should stop and the water should hold its level, hopefully. So we'll switch the pump off and see what happens. I heard the non-return valve tapping a little bit. I'm going to let a bit go because, like I say, I don't want it above that plate. So we'll just watch the water level as I let some go. Just let a little bit of water go. If I can turn the tap the right way. We've dropped some, look, we'll let a little bit more go. I think we want to be about there. Just check it inside. Yep, we've gone below the plate. So I'll just let a little bit more go, I think, actually. Just want that water level just a little bit lower than that plate. That's to there. Okay, so I've got the water level where I want it. So now I'm going to put the air on and we'll see if we can stir it up a little bit. Well, I can hear it working, so we are stirring it up, so we'll see what happens. Sorry, it's hard to keep my eye on everything, and I'm on my phone actually. There's not any water coming to the bucket for the simple reason that's quite a big pipe to fill really. We'll just give it a couple of minutes, give it a good stir up, make sure we've got all that media really mixing, and then I'll be back with you. Okay guys, I've put you right over the bucket. I'll go switch the tap on and we'll see what comes out. I will be back with you guys in a moment. I'm just going to turn this tap off when the bucket gets full. Oh wow, just look at that. That is incredible. Wowee. I don't know whether you guys can notice it, but there is still some little strands of that blooming media, what come out of that media in that water, just floating round. There's some little strands of it in there, so it's still in it. Wow, that is some dirt. Good gracious, I'm well pleased with that. Look at that, it's taken out the water. That leaf must have been in there actually, somewhere in this pipe I should imagine. But wow, that's after the RDF. I'm just going to take the pipe out now and drain the rest of it off, because it's only half empty at the moment, so I want to get the rest of the water out. Okay, I'm just going to open the tap now and let the rest of it go. I can still hear water bubbling in there, so there's still some more water to come out. So I'll just let that go. That's just running away down there. Still looks brown. I think I might just give that another rinse off. Just let a bit more water go into it and let it have another rinse off. I'll just shut that tap off. We'll be siphoning out of the moving bed if we're not careful. Gone, I can't hear it bubbling anymore. So I think all the water's gone. Yeah, the water's stopped flowing now, but wow, look in that bucket. That's incredible. I'll chuck that leaf out because that's obviously come out the pipe. Them bits of leaf. But just look at that. Incredible. We'll let a little bit more water go into it. I'll turn this tap off. I just want to give it another flush, see if we get any more. I'll open this one a little bit, let some water flow through from the moving bed. Don't forget, the moving bed water level is obviously up here, so down here it's going to fill this up to the level of the moving bed. You should start to hear it bubbling soon. Yeah, it's bubbling away now again. So hopefully we'll stir that media up a little bit more. So we'll shut that tap off again. Just let it bubble a little bit. What I will do, I'll empty this bucket and then be back with you. Okay, I've brought it inside and that's what it's taken out again. But that has taken some real fine stuff out there. I am totally impressed with this, big time. That media is incredible. It's still swaying about a bit, but I hope you guys can see in there. Got it zoomed in as much as I possibly can, I think. But the fines that's floating around that bucket is unbelievable. Well impressed. I'm over the moon with that. That's fantastic. Right, I'll get it all shut off and we'll get it up and running again. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, we're all switched back on. Just waiting for it to start topping up again now. We should see it come up there. Yeah, there it goes, up that pipe. And here comes the water level. Now I'm trying to see through that and it looks clean. The water, I don't see very much in the way of dirt in there at all. Looks pretty clean in there. So we're back up and running. That's great stuff. Well, what can I say? The fines that was in that, and it was a blooming bucket full. No end of it. There we go, guys. That's the new water polisher. We'll see what it does. So I'll see if we can get to have a look in the pond. Okay guys, we'll just come out here. I've lifted the top of the pond up and I've turned the air off as well. But don't forget, I've not got a skimmer running, so there might be a little bit here and there floating on the top. But oh yeah, I can definitely tell a difference there. And that's only after 4 days. That's remarkable. That has taken a load of rubbish out of that pond. There's 1 or 2 bubbles floating on the top, but like I say, I've just turned the air off. But I can see that bottom absolutely crystal clear. And there we go. I have to say I'm quite impressed. That's brilliant. All the fish look good. They're all swimming around expecting something. So I'll give them a little bit to eat and get the air put back on. Well guys, I'm well pleased with that. It's turned out really well. Looks like it's going to be well worth doing. So I am well pleased. Well guys, I just want to do a little shout out quick for my 2 granddaughters, bless them. They always watch my videos. That's Tegan and Sienna. Thanks for watching, you two. So, from a very happy ponder in South Lincolnshire, all it leaves me to say is you all take care. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy ponding.